Conflict can be immensely costly to organisations, damaging to relationships, and disastrous for productivity. It's a major cause of stress in the workplace, and it can lead to long-standing grievances, factionalism, and absenteeism. As a manager, like it or not, you're going to have to deal with conflict from time to time. This might be a dispute between colleagues or an argument that involves you directly. But being able to handle conflict effectively, whatever the situation, is a skill that will help you to build strong, constructive working relationships.
Of course, some people would prefer to keep their heads down and hope that the conflict goes away. But a hallmark of effective teams and effective working environments is that they are managed properly and that conflicts are kept to a minimum, and where they do arise, they are dealt with responsively and supportively.
Hi, you wanted a word?
Hi, Mike. Take a seat.
We're going to show you that it's not what people argue about that's a problem, it's how they go about it.
Mike, I will be frank with you. I've been taking a look at your team's sales figures for the last quarter, and I'm not hugely impressed.
Everyone's been working as hard as they can. It takes time to generate and nurture these leads. It's not just a numbers game, it's about quality, It's about putting the work in, getting it right.
Mike, I've been working in this business longer than you, and at the end of the day, it's all about results. And your team's just not getting them.
Conflict is often driven and maintained by perceptions, beliefs and expectations about the other person. And unless we take steps to avoid it, we can quickly get locked into a mutually destructive cycle.
Management wants to make a big push this spring. They want sales figures to go up 10% for the next quarter.
Well, that's completely unreasonable. We're working flat out as it is, and I'm not prepared to put any more pressure on my team. We've had a few problems these past few months, and...
Mike, all the teams have been set the same target.
It's quite easy to see how the process of escalation takes place. You've got two people, each with their own set of needs and pressures, both apparently under a little bit of stress, and creating more stress than they need to between themselves, as each tries to defend their position.
Sales are down across the board. We have to smarten up our act.
But we're in a different situation. We've got 2 new guys for a start, and it takes time to get them up to speed, get them...
Mike, I've told you what the targets are, and it's up to you to hit them.
What happens in this process of escalation is you see the divide growing as the discussion descends into 2 people defending positions rather than collaborating to discuss the way forward.
I know my team better than you do, and you can't just keep tightening the screws and expecting people to do more. It's going to backfire.
The result is that it just kind of creeps up without anybody meaning it to. And pretty soon it gets out of control. Emotions are raised and it becomes more heated and actually difficult to come back from.
You are the team leader, and it is your job to get the best from your team, not by digging in your heels and being defeatist.
I am not being defeatist, I am being realistic.
It can help to think of conflict as something that happens in the space between 2 people.
When you externalise the problem like that, when you, as it were, put it on the table, or put it in the space between you, or put it on a flip chart, it's outside the 2 protagonists, and it's much less likely that either one is going to feel attacked.
If you treat conflict in this way, neither party should feel they're being accused directly. People will be more willing to engage if working towards a solution, and they can work with dignity and respect with no loss of face.
If I'm talking metaphorically over here about the problems that lateness or performance or whatever are causing to the organisation and to our relationship, it's much less direct and much less threatening, but it still addresses the problem. Furthermore, it's outcome oriented, so it tends to lead the conversation towards healthier conclusions.